hype it up, guys.
No, what if you're like a calm podcast?
No.
What if you're just chill?
What's up, guys? This is real. What's up, guys? This is Real Din. I'm
down.
Sam. That's Alex. That's Swan. That's Avery. And we're talking about movies.
We got this 8-year-old to
guys.
host the
Any of that.
podcast.
We have to open with like a Nirvana the band bit where like we're playing piano and we're doing like, guys.
Hello.
Well, Alex, you have
everybody.
you actually know how to play
And-
the piano. You play the piano.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Real Din.
Okay, improvise a song, Sam. Go, improvise a song. Go.
Whoa. This is a song.
Okay.
And I'm so sad and so blue.
No.
Because my love left me.
No.
So I'm running in the forest, trying to
Oh.
find a new path.
Search. I'm thinking Atlas. Just go.
But I can't find the place that I want to call home.
Can't find.
So I run and run and run. I run forever.
Sweat.
I run and run and run. I run till I die.
No.
Along
Oh.
the soil. My skin bleeds into the
Blood.
dirt.
It's very graphic.
Can you like wrap it? Like bring it to the podcast somehow. Like
And then in my dreams before I pass,
sleep.
I think of Real Din and its beloved cast.
That was beautiful.
That was great.
The beloved cast.
Which includes
Sam.
Usman.
Alex.
Avery.
Wow. This is Real Din. This is a podcast where three film buffs try to reel in their non-film buff friend, and she tries to do the same. The person in question being Avery, of course. And
This week we're
It's a
talking
very
week we're talking
sing-songy
about-
episode
yeah.
of Real Din.
because we're talking
a filler
about
episode.
two movies which are kind of about music. I think in their own ways. We have Nirvana the band, the show, the movie,
Yep.
and The Moment.
Nirvana the band, the show, the movie, the moment.
Wow.
Nirvana the band, the show, the moment, the movie.
Yeah, Nirvana the band, the
okay.
show, the moment, the movie.
AKA the Anthony Fantano double feature.
Right.
So the moment
right.
is the movie and not the movie is the moment? I think the movie is the moment.
I think Nirvana the band, the show is part of the moment. And that collective experience is the movie.
Oh my god.
This is like such a Brad conversation we're having.
Bump with that.
Anyway, this is indeed the Anthony Fantano double feature.
It is.
Yeah,
Because
my
it-
oomph.
Alex, you want to expand on that? Yeah, why is he? What does that mean? What does an oomph mean? Can you?
He's one
explain?
of my followers. Anthony Fantano follows me on X the Everything app.
That's true.
Which is
We're
insane.
best friends. He's
Yeah.
a good pal of mine.
Which is insane. What did you? I'm sorry. What did you tweet again? Like, what was it?
So usually when I go to the movies, I'll just like fire off a little tweet being like, "Hey, I'm seeing this movie," and I'll just like quote tweet it with like my thoughts, and maybe that one will get 10 likes or something. So my initial tweet of just being like, "Hey, I'm seeing Nirvana the band, the show, the moment, the movie," for some reason blew up and got like 4,000 likes and like 1.3 million views. And then Anthony Fantano saw it and liked it and then followed me.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Which is insane. Well, I will say Alex is downplaying himself. He's actually an XD Everything App celebrity, you know.
Yeah. There was a guy who wanted to like dox you once.
Oh yeah, well he did
Yeah.
dox me.
Or yeah, he doxed
Yeah,
you.
he
That's
did.
an
Yeah,
exaggeration.
Alex has seen it all. Like he's had like
Yeah.
the positive, nice, you know, hit tweets, and he's also had like the
good
deranged
DMs.
ones.
Oh no.
I mean, this is back when, like, like something happened, and you know, Alex tweeted a very like politically sensitive.
When something happened, when a certain someone got slimed live on stage.
A certain someone had blood squirting out of his
Okay,
neck.
no.
So Alex tweeted something, and people got really mad at him, and they found, like, you know, where he works and stuff. It was kind of crazy. This is not actually about the movies we're talking about, so let's talk about that. Let's try and talk about that.
Not talk
Okay.
about that.
So,
Alex is gonna read his death threats.
Oh god.
I can't find it.
Yeah,
It's not showing
okay.
up for some
okay, no,
reason.
Alex,
The
no, there
world
was
may wanna
one
kill
about like
you.
Ottawa or like Quebec or something. Do you remember that one? I remember you
Alex,
sending us
share your
something.
exact address, location, social security.
Well, I do have
number.
that one.
Read that one. We
It's
don't want to go
kinda-
too deep.
I will say, not to hate on you, Alex. Why is it that people can so easily find out everything about you.
Well, that's a good question.
People can find anything about anyone easily.
No, but,
if
like,
you
you
have
should
any sort
do-
of social presence.
Well,
Well, he says,
that's...
"You're in Ottawa?" Question mark. Let's me up. I'll beat the fuck out of you, little pussy. I'm coming for you. And then
He's what for you?
and then he like posts a screenshot of my like ResearchGate profile.
Uh-huh.
It says like I'm
ResearchGate?
yeah.
ResearchGate.
It's a great name.
Oh my god.
Good for that guy, you know.
Yeah, I hope he's doing well. Does he still tweet?
Did that happen?
Is he
Did
still
he beat
active?
you up? Did he meet up?
No,
with you?
unfortunately.
Damn, that's fucked up.
Yeah, I have so many like porn bot like DMs. That's pretty cool.
That's not great.
I do enjoy the porn bot
Anyways.
DMs.
Gonna
Anyway,
sound
back to the
strange,
movies.
but pretty sure I dreamt about you.
Oh, God.
Should I respond to her?
No.
Yes.
What she dreamt about you? This is crazy.
Yeah.
Oh no, because I got one saying, "How are you? I randomly chose today for my November blessing. I'm gonna double your current bank balance. All I need is your details." I'm like, okay.
Dude, I will give you like $1 billion. Just send me your credit card
Yeah,
information.
send me your social security number and I'll send it all to you.
This is a good one. Hey, naughty secret. I've been fantasizing over someone like you, ... Someone who craves a pretty femboy, who loves to tease until you question everything. Most guys run away. Dare you stay? My private
Whoa.
page is aching
The
for your
rhyming going
click.
crazy.
Enter if you're not afraid to fall.
Whoa,
Alex-
Alex,
I
are
feel
you
like
not
you need
afraid
to
to
Alex,
fall?
Alex,
that
do
one.
you crave femboys?
Yeah. Are you
This is true.
are
I
you
crave
too
this
afraid
one.
to fall?
This one. Okay, so Nirvana the band, the show, the movie. Now, this was originally a web series for those who don't know. Back in 2007, 2008,
Something like that,
that. Then it became like a Viceland show, like in 2017, I guess.
Yep.
And now it's a full movie, which is crazy. This entire thing has taken like 18 years.
Yeah, it's
Which
crazy.
is
They've been
insane.
around for a while.
Yeah. Okay, so I think Alex, you've known Nirvana the band, the show, longer than any of us.
Yeah.
How did you come across them?
I saw the update day video a long time ago. Like I couldn't even remember when I saw it. But I was a fan of that one for a bit, and then eventually I saw the show like when Blackberry came out.
Okay.
Because I loved Blackberry. That is such a good film.
Mm-hmm.
And that I remember seeing the movie and hearing people be like, Matt Johnson, that's the guy that did Update Day. And I was like, whoa, hold up. And then I kind of did a deep dive.
Okay.
So that's when I watched the show. So like 3 years ago. It's not
Okay.
that long ago.
Oh, I thought this was like when your childhood.
No.
Okay.
No.
Maybe a crazy childhood thing.
I think the
Yeah.
Update Day video might have been. Like I must have saw
I've
that.
definitely
like, in
heard
high
that
school.
before. Like that's
Yeah.
an iconic sort of thing.
Yeah.
I will say, ever since watching this movie, I am extremely Matt Johnson pilled. I think.
As you should be.
Yeah, no, like I've got after the movie, I went back and watched the. By the way, I watched the movie with like no knowledge of the web series or the show or anything at all. The only thing Alex told me prior to like watching the movie was like, "Hey, okay, it's a band, it's like a fake band, and they're trying to get a show at the Rivoli." And I didn't even know what the Rivoli was, and turns out it's just some fucking like pool bar, like it's just some place, like it's not like a big venue or anything. It's just some place. Okay.
It's set in Toronto. It's a very
Yeah.
Canadian
It's
movie,
very Canadian.
which as
It's
Canadians is cool.
It
it's
is
very,
very cool.
difficult to place it in like a plot structure. Like kind of, but at the same time there's so many bits happening and
Yeah.
like there's also things where like, oh, this was real, but like this wasn't. Like there's a lot of parts where it's like, how the hell did they make this?
The gist
Yeah.
of
How
it is
did they
that
do it?
it's a band, it's a two-man band trying to get a show
Yeah.
at the Rivoli, which is, like I said, just some pool bar in Toronto. And they go about it in, like, really strange ways. Like, in the web series, they do a bunch of different things to get a show there. In fact, they do everything to get the show except for just calling the place and being like, hey, can we, like, perform? Or, that sort
Yeah.
of thing. They do everything aside from that.
It's
Yeah.
just one crazy scheme after the other.
Yeah.
And then for this movie, the scheme was that they wanted to jump off the CN Tower into the Sky Dome during a baseball game.
This is real,
And
by the
then,
way.
yeah. And then they wanted to show up and be like, guys, we're playing at the Rivoli tonight. Come hang out. But then when they try and do it, they fail and they land on the top of the Sky Dome because they were closing the top. And then they're like, wait, what if we build a time machine and go back in time so that we can do it in time and we actually get into the Sky Dome? And then they end up going back in time to like 2008. Is
Yeah,
that what
they
it
go
is?
back, yeah.
And then they end up. It's like a whole thing. It's like Back to the Future, basically.
Yeah.
It's basically Back to the
right.
Future.
Yeah.
It's Back to the Future to the point like they have like the flux capacitor. They have like the same setup of like the time, the dates, and all as Back to the Future. But yeah, that's a lot more like it is a really difficult movie to like summarize because of all the bits and
we
stuff.
should say I don't know the band. I don't know the characters' names.
Matt and
but
Jay.
It's Matt
sure,
and Jay.
he races. He says, "Don't play at the reveille or whatnot," and then the one guy becomes a pop star.
Yeah,
and
when
the
they
other
end
guy
up going
doesn't.
back
That's
to
their like
the
Back to the
future.
Future 2 moment.
They
Yeah.
mess they mess up the timeline and then they have to fix it. It's that type of thing. In the movie and the show, I think do kind of explore, the friendship or the relationship between Matt and Jane in an interesting way.
Yeah.
I think Matt is this like, goofball who doesn't take anything seriously really, and he has these elaborate plans which always like they don't work well.
Amount to anything.
They don't amount to anything. And Jay is like, Jay goes along with this everything, and he has his own bits going on, but he also wants to be like a serious musician.
Yeah.
He wants to be taken seriously. And he feels, in this movie specifically, he feels that Matt is kind of like hindering him, he's not allowing him to do that.
And the best episodes of the show are the ones that deal with that, of Jay's doubts about whether they should keep doing this.
Yeah.
Like, one of my favorites is, like, the My Dinner with Andre parody, where it's, like, the whole thing is them at, like, the Mandarin, the Chinese restaurant chain, and Jay's trying to tell Matt that he's quitting the band, and he has this letter, and he's like, I gotta read you this letter, man. And Matt just keeps, like, coming up with excuses to, like, not have him read the letter. I don't know. That's one of the best things about the show, is that there is that tension where Jay clearly doesn't want to go along with Matt's like schemes all the time, and the movie really like makes that the center of the drama.
Also, the fact that in the movie Jay calls us like a comedy show place or like a bar in Ottawa. And he's like, this will be my new success story. No, it's not. Don't come here.
Right, so we record this podcast in Ottawa, for those who don't know. And in the movie, Jay calls some, random place in Ottawa, and he's like, hey, can I play a show there? And they're like, oh, yeah, sure, fine, come by, I guess. And he's so happy. He's like, oh my god, I booked my first ever show. And all he had to do was call.
Yeah, but he never makes it to
It was just
Ottawa.
like an open mic night. Like anyone could just
it's
go.
like,
anyone could have
not
gone
even-
there, yeah.
He's like, I need to go to Ottawa. I was like, okay.
My big break.
Yeah, they booked, I saw like an interview, like behind the scenes thing, where Matt is talking about why they picked Ottawa, and he was like, oh, we just needed like a place that's far away, but like not too far, like too close or something, so we could drive there, so it would make sense to go. And that's why they just randomly picked Ottawa.
And like he literally asked the person, like, how far is Ottawa from Toronto? It's like 5 hours.
And he's looking at the globe. He's like, swiping through the globe. Oh, here's Ottawa, huh?
Honestly, who knows, man? Who knows?
So good.
God.
But yeah, so that's the gist of the plot, basically. And all of this is wrapped up in like insane, bits and all. And, it's a very, like, they reference, like, these famous, like, pop culture things and all of their bits and all. Like, back in the web series, they used to reference, a lot of their bits used to be centered around, like, like the Wii Shop, like the Update Day thing, which is, like, about the Wii Shop channel.
And every episode of the show is like a parody of some movie.
Right.
Or a TV show or something. The Star Wars one is so good.
Okay.
They go to the like premiere of The Force Awakens, or not like the premiere, but like the opening night showing in Toronto. And the whole bit of that episode is that like Matt saw Star Wars for the first time the day before, like on VHS, and he was like right up against the TV, and it like blinded him temporarily. So they go see the movie opening night, and Jay's just like loudly narrating the movie to him because he can't see it, and everyone gets
Oh my god.
they get kicked out of the opening night showing.
He goes blind in the web series as well. Like,
Yeah,
this is
yeah.
another, he does it again.
Just keeps going blind.
God.
It's so good. That's one of the best episodes. And then it becomes a Daredevil parody because the guys that like get them kicked out, they like fight them in the alleyway, and he's like Daredevil. It's so good.
But, a big part that Sam mentioned is like, oh, how did they make this movie, right? So like,
Right.
well, firstly, when they go back to 2008, there's this bit of like, Matt Johnson, he looks directly at the camera and he's like, showing this place to be 2008 would be way too expensive. We're just going to skip over this entire part. We're not going to show any of this, in the actual movie. But then they show it and it's insane. Like, they have posters of like The Dark Knight. They have posters of like,
Jared from Subway.
Right, they're Jared from Subway Up.
That
It's
was
insane.
so good.
And they go to the theater and they're watching The Hangover, and it's insane.
The part when they say a slur and everyone laughs and he's like, "Oh God,
Right,
We're in the
we're in pre-woke times."
Right, so they don't know that they are in 2008. They don't know for sure, and so Matt walks into a random screening of The Hangover, and in The Hangover, they say like the F slur, and the entire theater like erupts in laughter, and they're laughing, and Matt's like, "Oh wait,
Uh-oh, something's wrong.
Oh god.
it's great."
So good.
It's so good, and then they go to like fucking Dundas Square, and it's like all like posters and shit like of 2008, which is insane. I have no idea how they did that. It's insane, and it doesn't look like green screen or whatever. Like it looks legit, so I don't know.
It's
but
insane.
more than that, the craziest thing is when they go to the CN Tower. Right?
Yeah.
So their plan is to skydive off of the CN Tower, and they do it like they want to go for like what's it called, like the skywalk? Is that what it's called?
Yeah, where you like walk on the edge of the CN Tower, like you have a little strap and you can like walk all the way to the edge and like look down and be like, "Whoa, that's Toronto."
Has anyone here done that?
No.
No.
No, I've been like
I've been
high up
up.
on the CN Tower.
Yeah, I've been to the top, but
They
haven't
go for the skywalk, and first of all, apparently it wasn't even their plan to do that whole thing, because they thought that they would get stopped by security for like sneaking in pliers, and they would have to come up with something else. But then the security just let them in, and so they were like, "Oh, I guess we're actually doing this then." So they go in, they go up, they're on this fucking edge of the CN Tower, and they actually cut the fucking thing off, and they're skydiving. They jump off the CN Tower.
Yeah, Matt just throws Jay off.
They
top.
actually like did that?
Yeah, they
It's
actually
a
jumped
real
off.
thing.
I thought, like, when I was watching it, I thought that the only real thing was them sneaking in the pliers. I didn't realize that they actually, like, jumped off.
That's
So when someone
crazy.
told me that, I'm like, how the
That's
fuck did they get away
insane.
from that?
It's
How
insane.
did they
So
get away with
good.
that? Like, honestly, there's so many things that it's like, how did they get away with that?
I don't know how they snuck the pliers.
Yeah.
His excuse was he was using the pliers to cut more holes in his pants.
And then the security officer was like, okay.
He tells the security, like, "Hey, these pliers are for, the holes in my pants. I need to get more of them." And the security, and like the manager asked the security guard, like, "What does he say he needs the pliers for?" And the security's like, "Holes in his pants." And the manager's like, "Oh, fine, I guess." I
guess so.
I don't know what that means.
God.
It's so good.
This is great. Good, yeah.
And
I
the
like when they buy the pliers at the store, the libertarian
The
dude.
libertarian, yeah. He's like, "Dude, I wouldn't do this, but like, it's a free country. Do what you want."
he's like, dude, you shouldn't do this, but like, if you want, these are the pliers that would work. Like, he's
He
like,
really thinks they shouldn't do it, but he has to like stick to his like moral beliefs.
Yeah.
And he's like, I have to think that it's okay for you to do this because it's a free country.
But he's like, "You guys are weird, man. I don't know what's going on." It's great. Dude, he was at one of the screenings of the movie, and they brought him up on stage, and they were asking him, and like Matt was like, "I haven't seen you since we filmed the scene. How are you?" And he's like, "Oh, I'm great. I'm still a libertarian." And stuff. It's great, man.
So
God.
good.
No, there's just so many moments with like real people, and like I thought
Spider-Man.
when I was because I didn't know the amount of like what parts were real and what parts were fake until I saw the part where they're like putting the cable or the extension cord on the
Right.
CN, like connected to the CN Tower, and like Jay's just like standing at the bottom, and like their security guards and their faces are blurred, and I'm like, oh, this is real. They actually, I'm like,
Yeah, so towards the end of the movie, again, like Back to the Future, they need like lightning to go back in time and stuff, and so they connect an extension cord wire thingy to the CN Tower
Did they
and to the
actually
bottom.
do that, though?
And I thought it was
think
I thought it
so.
was faked, but then the shots it's going directly to the CN Tower. There's helicopters and there's security guards.
really I have no clue how the hell they made any of this. Like,
That's insane.
Apparently, they're gonna do a physical release of the movie, and they're gonna have documentaries explaining how they did things.
are they actually?
Oh my god! Okay, no, one of my favorite facts about this entire movie. So, in the middle of the movie, when Jay's a big pop star and they mess up the timeline.
Oh, yeah.
So Jay's a big pop star, and they mess up the timeline stuff. And Jay accidentally, there's a gun in his van, and he kills someone. Right? He just shoots someone, he blows their head off. Now, why that's in the movie is because at the time of filming, Drake, who has this giant house in Toronto, the embassy, his security guard got shot, at his, residence, and they found out about this. They were like, oh, fuck it, let's just go to Drake's
They
house.
were filming the movie nearby, and they heard that, and they were like, "We can use this for something." They just go there.
And if you you watch the footage, like the news reports from the day of the shooting in Drake's house, you can see them in the back. They're filming, they're setting up a camera, they're like, okay, you go there, you go there. It's fucking crazy.
God.
And all of that,
God.
I will say, okay, we can talk a little bit about Matt Johnson, because this entire, like, Nirvana the band project, it's fully improvised. From what I know, it's like they figure out like a starting and end point. Like, okay, we need to start at this point and end there. But then everything in between is improv. Like, yeah.
I think certain scenarios they plan out, but like I think the dialogue is improvised and they just kind of go with the flow.
Right. Yeah. Similar to that, like the Drake like house shooting thing. It shaped the entire movie. Like it changed the movie. That whole plot point wouldn't be there, if that didn't happen in real life.
That's crazy.
So I think it's interesting how they write around that sort of thing.
Yeah.
They have like hours and hours of footage. Apparently they
Yeah.
were saying this is like the 8th movie they filmed, but like the rest of them didn't really make the cut. They weren't good enough or
And, like,
whatever.
Right.
The one thing that, like, you know what, this is a very small thing, but the one thing I can appreciate is when movies actually take the time to make their news reports look real. Those look real. I mean, they use, like, actual, like, news
Those are real.
reporters and real people.
I think it's
But
the
it's-
actual reporter from that story. And when she says Jay, but I think they took Drake and just like
Oh my
No,
god.
but
to
there's
add
other
anything to
ones
it.
that are, like, specific about them that are, like,
Oh
put into
yeah, like
it.
the Anthony Fantano one.
Yeah, and like it
Right.
feels really real. Like
Yeah.
a lot of them feel real, and like there's something with movies, they just can't ever make a news report look real. Like even in the moment, which we're going to be talking about, some of the newsreels that are about like Charlie don't look real at all. They look extremely fake, and it's like I can appreciate when a movie makes a good.
But no, Anthony
and, like,
Fantano. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, go on.
it just feels, a lot of this movie feels really, really real. And it's
Yeah.
like, it's crazy. I mean, a lot of it is real. A lot of it they did do. But I mean, of course, Jay didn't shoot somebody. I hope not. I don't know. Maybe he
The
did.
natural feel
Maybe
is
they actually went back in
present.
time.
That natural feel is present like throughout the web series and like the main show. I
Yeah.
assume.
Did you see the video of them filming that scene and Matt Johnson's directing? Like he has like the screen in front
my
of him,
God, I
and
saw
then
that.
on his phone he's playing like Hearthstone or
Yeah.
something while he's
There's-
directing the scene.
Yeah, I saw this a couple days ago. He's in the van, when he shoots the guy.
Yeah.
And Matt's directing the scene, and he has the camera, like, watching the footage, and he's like, oh, you're doing too much, this is all wrong. And he's holding his phone at the same time playing Hearthstone.
Oh my god.
So, just, like, it comes off as, like, making, like, a student film. Like, you're just fucking around, you're
Yeah.
having fun, you're just doing
But
whatever.
it works so well.
It
It
works
works so
really
well,
well.
and it's so funny. Like, we gotta talk about how funny it is. Like,
It's like one of the
I-
funniest movies I've seen in a long
I
time.
don't remember the last time I've laughed that hard in a theater, like
Yeah.
watching a movie.
Yeah.
Like it's hilarious. It's
really
great.
good.
Like
And,
they're
like, when I saw, Anthony Fantano, his bald head on that big screen, I actually yelled. I couldn't believe
I was like
it.
pointing at the screen.
I was like, what the fuck? How is he in the movie?
he's in the movie.
Crazy.
You don't know who Anthony?
I don't know who.
No. You just saw my reaction.
I saw your and Kiana's reaction. I was like, okay,
Yeah, like, he's
this person's
insane.
important, I guess.
But yeah, no, it's crazy. I watched Operation Avalanche, which is another
Yeah.
Matt Johnson movie.
That's another movie where it's like, how the fuck did they do this?
It's
Because they like
insane.
broke into NASA.
It's fucking crazy, man. They broke into NASA.
They went to NASA. Like the thing they told them were students making a student film about NASA, but they were actually making like a fictional film about how like NASA faked the moon landing.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they went in like under the guise of like, oh, we're just filming a documentary, and they I don't know, they just like the people being interviewed knew they were being interviewed for something, but not what the movie actually was. Like they didn't know they were being used for that purpose to imply that they were in on the moon landing being faked.
It's insane. It's such an interesting, unconventional way of like making films. Also, I just want to mention, like in Operation Avalanche, like near the end, there's this insane car chase sequence, which is actually the craziest thing like ever. Like the entire movie is like really DIY, handheld cameras and stuff. But towards the end, for some reason, it becomes like a big budget, like blockbuster type of car chase. It's
There's
insane.
like impressive stuff in that movie.
There
Like the whole
is.
Stanley Kubrick thing.
Oh my god! How the fuck did they do that?
I have no idea.
Because that's actually like it's his face.
Yeah, like I recognize that like image that they use, and I think they animated that image to make it look like he's moving. They did
crazy.
something crazy with that.
Yeah, there's even like audio of him, which is insane.
Yeah.
Like I love how they brought in like the whole Stanley Kubrick thing because that's like a real theory that people believe in. Like, oh, Stanley Kubrick faked the moon landing, and that type of thing.
Have you seen Blackberry yet?
I haven't.
It's so good.
I need to see Blackberry and Dirties.
The Dirties is good. I'm not a huge fan of that one, but it's good.
It's like what, like students trying to make a student film or something? Something like that?
Yeah, I'll keep it at that.
Is it not about that?
No, it's kind of about that, but it gets a bit crazier than that.
Okay.
You'll see.
Okay.
But Blackberry, I think, is his best movie up until Nirvana, the band that showed the movie.
I remember a lot of... When was Blackberry? Like 2020?
2023, something like that.
Okay, because
22.
I remember there being a lot of buzz around that movie.
Oh, it's so good.
Like... I mean, I don't know how strong these comparisons are. I haven't seen it, but people are like, "Oh my god, it's like our Social Network for like the 2020s or something like that."
Kinda. Yeah, it's like The Social Network, but it's also like such a funny movie. Like Glenn Howerton plays like the CEO of BlackBerry, and he gives the funniest performance because he doesn't say a single funny thing in the movie. He plays it completely straight, but it's the funniest thing ever because it's BlackBerry. Like it's such a fucking stupid idea, but they take it so seriously. And he's like, his whole thing is like once BlackBerry blows up and he becomes like super rich, he tries to buy the Pittsburgh Penguins and move them to Hamilton.
What?
Oh my god!
And he starts freaking, and then like the NHL finds out about it, and they're like, we're not letting you do this takeover. And he's like, fuck you, man! I'm gonna do a hostile takeover of this whole league. I'm from Waterloo, where the vampires hang out. I'm gonna fucking kill you.
Jesus Christ!
That's great.
Jesus
man.
Christ!
It's so good. I love that movie, man.
God.
No, I do need to watch that.
Well, my one complaint with the movie, and this is just me, when I was watching it, I got headaches because of how shaky the camera was and how quickly they zoom in and zoom out. So I had to close my eyes at points because I got a headache. But besides that, it was a good movie.
You don't like these kind of mockumentary type things? Like even like The Office, that kind of stuff?
It's fine, but I feel like in this movie, it's so shaky and so... it's like... more than like there's a level that I can handle, but this kind of
is just because
like
you saw it in a
that.
theater, or do you think like you think that even like on your laptop or something?
Yeah,
I see it.
I mean, I guess
that's
they
fair.
kind of they over exaggerate the kind of handheld thing where it really feels like it's kind of like an amateur, recording. Like it really does feel kind of like a student film, where like just some friends like messing around.
Yeah, which isn't a bad thing. It just made my head hurt.
Yeah.
Like
That's
there's
my one
jokes even
complaint.
just like in the cinematography. Just the way the camera moves is a joke.
Yeah.
Like it's awesome.
No, like that's interesting because like it comes off as like students running around waving the camera at places, but like it's intentional. Like all these camera movements are really intentional, but they're still like fluid and they seem improvisational, but they're not.
Yeah, like whenever you see the cameraman's hand sometimes.
Yeah,
Right.
they
Yeah.
like point or they like talk to the camera people.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Which is like I don't know, like it is definitely impressive the way they blend those things, and I feel like it's just something that goes like unnoticed. I think a lot of the time, but it is really impressive.
Yeah. God, it's so insane the fact that they made any of this. And it's like I'm really curious to see how like if they do make that, if they're making like a documentary for it, kind of explaining how they did some of this stuff. But also at the same time, like it's kind of special to have it like, you don't know.
Yeah.
Like to kind of keep everybody guessing, like how did they make this? What parts are real and what parts
Yeah, that's part
are
of the magic.
Yeah.
It's like
So it's like,
2001.
I want to know, but also at the same time, it's so cool just thinking about how I don't know. And it's like amazing that the fact that, they made it in the first place, like it's insane.
And it's great because, like, even if everything was fake, like, it's still a good movie.
Absolutely.
But it's that extra layer of, like, is that real? I don't know. It just, like, adds something special to it.
Exactly. The little
The
mystery.
movie's also
But-
an amazing commercial for Toronto, I think. Like,
Yeah.
it's
That's
great.
true. That's very true. No, I was just gonna say they also have like footage of them younger, right? That was
That's
used,
the other
Yeah.
thing.
and they like interact with themselves, but they don't, and it's weird.
Because how did they get that? Like, I know, like, some people thought, like, it was, like, deep fake. I think it's clearly, like, actual footage they shot in
I
2008
think
or
it
whatever.
is. Like they've just been planning this for a very long time.
Yeah,
Or,
I think it's
Or
that
they
just
just
shot.
went through and was like, oh,
I
we
think
can
they
use
I
that.
think they used to shoot a bunch of random shit.
They
back
just
then.
they shot so much that like maybe they wrote the future Matt and Jay stuff based on the footage they happened to have.
Huh.
Yeah.
But some of it is so specific.
That's
like
the thing.
there's a bit with like the 2008 versions where they go, "Hey, hey, that guy looks like
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
in what context could you have shot that in that, like, happened to work out? Like, why would you do that in 2008?
It's insane. I have no idea how, but like it's actually like it's crazy. It's like an actual like 18-year-long payoff to a joke.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. Like I can't imagine, being there like in 2008, like this, weird fucking website shows up with these weird videos of these two guys fucking around. And then like 18 years later, you're like in the theaters watching it like on the big screen, like big budget, big everything. Like, that's crazy. Like that's actually insane.
Anything else, guys? Anything else you want? I don't know much about the movie.
Anything else you found funny about the movie? The Spider-Man
I
bit?
like the Spider-Man bit. That was funny.
You see it twice.
I do see it twice. It's
Yeah.
cool.
That's every time something like happens the second time, like that one girl, right?
Oh yeah,
At
it
the
is
start,
sitting
yeah.
at the yeah.
Yeah, at the start,
can
they're
just
like, "Oh,
imagine.
I'm going up this CN Tower. We're gonna jump off," and she's like, "Oh, that's crazy." And then later on, when he's doing it again, he's like, "Oh, hey, I know you. Oh, wait, no, we haven't met yet."
Yeah, I can imagine if they recorded, like, I mean, they must have recorded that on the same day, but it's like,
But
they
I
go,
don't know which order they did that in. That's the crazy part.
that's
Probably
true.
did the second time first, and then. No?
But then, because then the actual first time in the movie we see it, she doesn't act like she saw him earlier.
Oh.
So
maybe they were like, "Hey, just act like you don't know me."
Maybe.
I don't know.
Or maybe there was like enough distance, like a couple hours between that she just forgot or something.
She's just been
Yeah.
sitting there for hours. Yeah.
I don't
Honestly,
know.
probably. I feel like they did the first one first, and then they came back and did the second one. But because I don't
But
remember
the
how she
second
reacts
time,
the second
like,
time.
She genuinely acts like she's never seen them before. Like it's actually her first time seeing them.
Okay, maybe I don't know.
Maybe she just was oblivious. I don't know.
I don't know. It's crazy.
God.
I have no idea how they did that.
Yeah.
Unless like it is just an
Everything,
actor.
That's the thing you don't know.
Well, it's just funny. Like maybe it is an actual actor. No, but I think they talked about it. How they like did that bit like 5 times, and she was just the one that got the reaction they wanted.
That's crazy.
That's great. They just go up to somebody random.
Yeah.
I love like the public stranger interactions they
Yeah.
have, even on the web series.
Yeah.
It's so much fun.
Just the random reaction shots.
Yeah.
They get.
There's there's so many good bits. Like we could just sit here and talk about like all the good bits they have for like hours, but yeah,
It's just such a funny movie, and it's such a fun time. Like,
Yeah.
I just don't know how to describe it. Like, it's the type of theater experience where you go in, you have like a great time, and you go out and you feel good.
Yeah.
Like, it's just like a fun time, and I feel like you don't see that often. Like, I don't know. I feel like it's such a unique film with its kind of like effortless feel, but also the fact that there's clearly so much effort put into it. It makes it this kind of like special thing where it's like, this is so funny, but it's also so cool and like interesting how they made this. And it has its own category that doesn't feel like it's kind of like, just like some random comedy movie that, is a fun time but kind of sucks and like, is kind of whatever. Or like, a big production that takes itself super seriously and stuff. Like, it's just like a good time. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, it is a really good time. I remember now. I remember when Alex was at TIFF and he mentioned like, oh, I missed like Nirvana the band to show the movie or something.
Yeah.
And I remember like I did actually know when Nirvana the band to show the movie was. That was like gibberish to me. But now I realize why you would be so upset missing out on this at TIFF.
Well, I missed it because like when I was only there for like 4 days, and during the time I was there, like they only had the midnight premiere, and I was like, I don't know if I want to stay up, because the problem with going to a midnight movie like in the rush line is that if you don't get in, then like you just stood in line for 2 hours and you missed it. And you have to go home. Like usually in the rush line, if you miss a movie, you just get into the next one. But when it's like the last showing of the day, it's like if you don't get in, and it's a really popular movie, it's like in Toronto,
Right, yeah.
So you know it's gonna sell out, and it probably did sell out. So I would have like wasted all that time, and then I'd be like tired, so then I wouldn't be able to see an early one the
that's the
next
thing.
day. So I was like, unfortunately, I do have to miss
Did anyone
it.
in your group go for it?
No, I don't think
Should have
so.
all
That
went to the
sucks.
Reveille.
I thought about going to the Rivoli. I didn't know it was like that close to TIFF, or I would have like walked by it. Like it's really close.
did like a meet and greet and merchandise thing at the Rivoli, and
Yeah,
people
they
were
did.
there taking pictures and stuff. It's crazy, man. It's so crazy.
Next time I'm in Toronto, I'll go to the Rivoli.
Yeah.
When you see Rush.
When I see Rush in Toronto in August.
Dude, when we
When Rush
see
plays
Death
the
Cab
Rivoli.
Death Cab,
in
yeah.
July
The
in Toronto,
Rivoli.
we'll go.
Hell yeah.
Be like, dude, this is a crazy
I'm actually excited to go to
number.
Toronto now for some
Just
reason.
so-
The movie did actually a good job.
Just to
Like,
It's
go to
like,
the
dude,
Rivoli.
this is like Nirvana the band, the show, the movie.
no,
That's
there's,
crazy.
I feel like I haven't been there in a while. I don't know when's the last time I was there, but like, it's,
October?
oh sure. But like, I don't know. I was like, I don't know. The movie did a good job. Like. Showing
Yeah.
Toronto for some reason. I don't
Yeah.
know. It's like
Dude.
The movie's so good it makes me want to go to Toronto.
that's
again.
that's actually
Guys.
crazy, by the way. Like that's actually insane. But
Fun day in Toronto. We go to the CN Tower, jump off.
While
know.
there's a Blue Jays game playing.
Yeah, go back in time real quick.
We should do
Go watch The
Yeah.
Hangover.
We gotta do a reeled in meet and greet at the Rivoli in Toronto.
True.
Meet all
No
of
one
our
would
fans.
show up. No one would show up.
No, all of our fans will be
oh,
there.
that is
Yeah.
true. But I'm sure
All
most
of our
our
Toronto fans.
most of our fans are Torontonian.
Hey, shout out to Arya, who is in Toronto right
There we
now.
go.
Arya would be the only
Yeah, we'll
one.
do a meet and greet. They
Oh
can
wait,
come.
no, but it's
Arya.
the summer, so she's probably gonna be here.
I'm sure we'll have someone
go.
in Toronto. I'm sure
If it
someone
was in
will
the
send
summer,
Toronto.
she would be here.
If
Hey,
you're in
but-
Toronto and you want
Oh my
to see
God.
Reeled In
Yeah.
live in person, let us know.
Yeah,
We'll
Email us
we'll make an episode.
reeledinpod@gmail.com.
We'll just talk for 2 hours in front of you.
We'll book
Like
the
a live
space. We'll book
podcast.
the space at the Rivoli. We'll get in touch. We'll send them a package or something. We're like, hey, put a banner in front of their, place.
we need to make a band, and then we play at the Rivoli, and then we do a meet and greet after we perform. I think that's the way.
Reeled in the show, the
band.
band.
The band.
Reeled In the podcast, the band.
That's great. That's
Reeled
great.
in the
actually.
podcast, the band, the show, the movie.
Oh,
The
okay.
moment.
The
moment.
the
Wow,
only
guys.
person who plays the music is Alex because he knows all.
And
the
it's
Yeah.
just the dun 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 dun.
Wait, hey, I can sing. Did you guys not hear my amazing song at the
True.
start?
That's
There
what
we
we'll
go.
do.
You gotta add
Guys.
lyrics to the Reeled In.
Yeah.
But no, Toronto's great. Hey, if you're in Toronto, check out Sonic Boom in Toronto. It's like the
That's
biggest
true.
record store in all of
It is a
Canada.
really cool record
What?
store.
The video game.
No.
Rise
So-
of Lyric.
What? Why are you looking at
Sonic
me?
Boom.
Is that a video?
Oh, okay.
Well, Sonic Boom's the biggest record store
Okay,
in
man.
Canada. I
I
think.
think
Biggest
so
what?
true.
I
so
think
true.
it's the biggest.
I
record
think
store
you're
in
making that
Canada.
up,
I don't
but-
think I am.
Sonic
It's
Boom.
a
Isn't
good-
that the store in Austin and Alley? Does Alley not work at Sonic Boom? That's where I'm. That's where.
I don't know. I
Isn't
don't
it?
remember.
I know it's the Sonic show, but
The Sonic Boom
It's
is
the
the country's
game.
largest
Is it
yeah,
That's
sorry,
crazy.
the game.
record
It's
store.
a show.
That's
Well,
crazy.
Yep. So go check out Sonic Boom. It's great.
Yeah.
Go
Yeah.
check out the JPEG stretched head statue.
True.
Love
Check
that
out.
guy.
Go walk downtown somewhere and you might see
Get
a guy
mugged.
in a Lorax costume.
Oh yeah, that guy's.
Yeah.
It wasn't a
Happened.
costume. He was just painted like the Lorax.
What? Did you
Okay.
guys see a Lorax?
Well, he
I
saw it.
We were walking down the street and Sam was talking about something and this Lorax guy just passed by us and I asked Sam, did you see that? And she was like, what? No, I was saying something. I was like, what the fuck was that? And I turned back and he was gone. So I either hallucinated like some Lorax guy
Yeah.
walking down the street or he just
But there was also the guy who was like pitching the like dating show.
Right, so we're walking into like Union train station. And there's some guy outside of Toronto, and he's like, "Hey, I'm hosting a dating show. Come to our dating show." And he's waving this QR code, and he's like, "Hey, scan the QR." And you know what's crazy about that? Once we left, and once you took the train and went back, I was like going back out somewhere, like out of the station, and I ran into him again, and he was wearing like a TD Bank shirt, and I was like, "Didn't I just see you like holding the dating show thing?" And he's like, "Oh yeah, dude, I have like 5 jobs. I do this type of thing." I was like, oh, you know what? Fair enough, man. Do your thing.
I love Toronto, man. There's so many
Toronto's-
characters.
yeah,
Toronto's
great.
I don't know if I told this one, but like when I was at TIFF in line to see some movie, there was this guy like on a bike and he was just going back and forth and he was like, "Hey, cool shirt, man." I was wearing like my Trip to the Moon t-shirt. And I was like, "Oh, thank you." And then like every 5 minutes he would come back and like say like one or two things to me and then leave. And then one time it was like, "Hey man, what's your coffee order?" And I'm like, double. He's like, "I got you, man." And I was like, no, wait, no, don't. And then he comes back 5 minutes later with like large double. I was
that's
like,
nice.
"Thank you, man. Like, what do I
Thanks,
owe you?" And he was
man.
like, nope. And he just rides away on his bike. That's the last time I
crazy.
see him.
Dude,
He really liked your shirt.
yeah.
Shout out that guy. That guy was cool.
To our meet and greet.
Yeah,
That's
maybe.
great. Yeah, Toronto's great, man. You don't get that type of thing in Ottawa.
No,
That's
you
great.
don't.
That's great, man.
Tell us your Toronto stories
Yeah.
in your comments.
No, Toronto's great.
I feel like everyone has a Toronto story.
Yeah.
Yeah, even if
Avery,
you
what's your
haven't been.
Toronto story? Other than this
I don't really
stretched
have
JPEG
anything.
head.
I don't have any weird ones. Someone gave me a Bible.
Oh, that's something.
That's
in
a
the
story.
street.
Oh, yeah, no, outside the mall, they have, these stalls for, Bibles and stuff. I was once passing through there with my family, and they were like, hey, wear this cross, you're going to be blessed for the rest of your life. I was like, I don't know about that, man. And I just walked past them. But no, there are those people there.
Crazy.
Shout out Toronto.
Shout out Toronto.
Shout out the Six. Shout out the Six.
Yeah.
Okay. Final ratings?
Yeah.
I don't even know
Alex,
I
what do
gave
you
it.
think of this movie?
I think this is one of the easiest 10s I've given in a while.
Is this your favorite movie of 2026 so far?
Yeah, it is. I mean, not much has come out that
That's
comes close
true.
to
That's
rivaling
true.
it.
Actually, what have we seen this year, guys?
If you count it as a 2025 movie, then it might still be my favorite.
Yeah.
Of 2025?
Over-
I think so. Or it was just an accident?
Wait, what?
Maybe.
Wait, I'm sorry. You're saying this would, if this was in 2025, it would be your favorite film of the
It
year?
might be.
Really?
Maybe. It's
So-
up there.
So that's above, no other choice. It was just an accident. One battle after another.
It's above one battle after another. It might be third behind No Other Choice, and it was just an accident.
Okay.
Maybe.
Okay.
I'd have to see it a second time to be sure. But it is so good.
So it's a 10, I
It's a
assume.
10, yeah.
Okay.
I when I first watched it, I gave it a 9. I think I might bump it up to a 10. I think
Yeah.
I did change my rating on Letterboxd, but I had loved it. It was such a fun time. No notes, great time. I would rewatch it. I was debating rewatching it in theaters again. It's fun. I might
I
still
would like to, but
Is it still on?
Is it still?
I think
It is still
so.
playing.
I might still go.
Dang.
Yeah, no. I gave it originally a 9, but like I said, I've been insanely Matt Johnson pilled recently. I've been watching the web series. I'm gonna work through the main show and his other movies. So I'm gonna switch to a 10 too.
I think when you watch the whole show and then watch the movie again, you'll bump into an 11.
Yeah.
Avery.
I gave it a 6 because it hurt to watch. That's my one complaint, and because of that, I had my eyes closed for.
Did you not find
third of it.
Did you find it funny?
It was funny. It's a fine movie, but I won't watch it again because it hurt my head.
Okay, man.
I'm sorry.
Maybe you should
Fine.
watch it, but
on a computer.
You better have the same criticism for the moment too.
But that's less shaky cam.
okay, but
No.
it makes you
It's-
have a seizure at the start.
That's a
I like
different
how-
type of seizure.
I like how the moment starts with the seizure and then they're like, oh, flash warning, by the way. And you're dead and I'm dead. Thank you.
So true.
Like, Jesus Christ.
Well, okay, let's talk about
I
the
guess we're
moment.
transitioning
Let's
to
talk
the
about the
next one.
second Anthony Fantano movie, The Moment. This is a Charlie XCX mockumentary for her Brat summer tour in 2020.
Yeah. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Movie so good we saw it twice.
True.
You saw it
What?
twice?
Do you guys not know about that? Okay, let's
What?
tell the story. So, me and Avery and friend of the show, Kiana, who you may remember from season 2, episode 2, Challenger / Twilight. So, the three of us went and did a double feature of Nirvana, the band, the show, the movie, and The Moment.
Yeah.
So Nirvana, the band, the show, the movie was at 4:30, and The Moment was at 6:30. So we were like, okay, good. It's an hour and a half long. That gives us plenty of time. So we saw that first, and then when we went to see The Moment, we just snuck in. Don't call the cops on us. We snuck into the movie.
Oh no.
And we were the only 3 people in the theater. It was just the 3 of us.
No one booked any tickets.
Right. We didn't book any tickets because we
Yeah.
snuck in.
Yeah.
So, we were like, this is great. We got the theater to ourselves. I took some photos of the screen. That's, in my tweet that went viral.
Yeah.
So, we were watching the movie for, 20 minutes. It was going great. And then they shut the movie off
It was
No
just
one
a
because
black
no one booked any
screen.
tickets.
Yeah.
It goes black, and we sat in silence
And
for,
we were
10 seconds.
Is this part of the movie?
Oh my god.
So we left, and then we just like hung around for like an hour and a half, and went to
We
like, the
went to
next
Hockey
one.
Life.
We went to Hockey Life. That's true.
Did you
We looked
get
at the hockey
tickets for the
stuff.
second one?
Yeah.
I got one ticket and then snuck them in through the back
Alright,
door.
no,
Oh my
that's
god.
Yeah.
And during that showing, like people were actually there.
Yeah.
There was like 10 people there.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
So we couldn't like talk during the movie, which
It's so
sucked,
fucked
because
up.
we were talking the first time.
Yeah.
Anyways, so we
That's-
saw the first 20 minutes twice.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And
Moment, the
Fantano
moment.
shows up like
You got
in
a
those
seizure
first
twice.
moments. Yeah.
Nirvana, the band, the show, the moment, the
So-
movie.
Yeah. So I saw Fantano a total of 4 times that day.
That's crazy. That is
Or-
best scene.
Once
Oh,
in Nirvana,
yeah.
the band, the show, the
Yeah.
movie, and then once the first time we saw the
Yeah.
moment, and then he was in the actual movie twice.
He
Yeah.
was?
In the movie
Because
twice.
he rates it a 10 and then he's like, I'm gonna move my brat rating to a 10
Oh.
to a 3.
Yeah. That's your bestie, man. That's crazy.
Yeah,
There's
they're
also-
best friends now.
I mean, I doubt that any of you guys would know this, but there's another YouTuber that's in this, the Swiftologist, which I've seen a few of.
I heard people
their
talking
video.
about that. I don't know who he is. But.
He's like, I mean, I guess he's considered like
Wait, his name's
controversial.
Swiftologist?
That's like-
actually crazy. Because, never mind.
What?
There's a YouTuber called Dylanologist. That's
Whoa,
crazy. That's actually a real thing.
No,
I
but
swear
like-
to God, that's a real thing.
He talks a lot about like pop culture, specifically like kind of like the pop girls.
Mm-hmm.
And I've seen a few of his videos. I mean, I don't agree with all his opinions, but he tends to get like a lot, not like controversial, but like he tends to get a lot of like love or hate thrown his way. So when I saw him, I was like, whoa, I know that guy.
It's every music critic. Same with Fantano.
That's
People
the thing.
fucking hate
It's
him.
like, yeah.
Well, sometimes for
I
good
think-
reason. but-
okay.
when he gives Carrie and Lowell like a 6 out of 10.
When he
like,
says
fuck
he,
you, man.
when he hates Marty Supreme for no fucking reason.
That's true. Fuck Fantano.
That's crazy, man. And that Carrie and Lowell.
Anthony
rating is insane.
Fantano, if you're listening to this,
Okay,
fuck you,
so
man.
he's gonna take back his follow now.
He's gonna unfollow you.
Yeah.
That's okay. I still love you.
And if you're listening, please change your rating for Carrie and Lowell. You know he did a Redux review of that, and he gave it a 7. He bumped
That's
it up by
still
1.
fucked
It's
up.
crazy, man. Whatever.
He said Mouth Dreams is the worst Neil Cicerega album. He has some fucked up
He
opinions.
does. Anyway, Charlie XCX The Moment. It's a mockumentary thing. Well, I feel like, you know, if you were around, if you were alive during 2024, you would know about the Brat Summer thing, and I feel like everyone could guess that this is going to eventually lead into like a concert film or
I
something
mean,
of
I
the like.
vaguely know like that was a thing. I still, after
Actually?
having seen the
Okay,
movie,
wait,
I
so
still couldn't tell you what
you're
Brat
like
is.
80, so did you listen to Brat?
No,
Did you listen to any songs?
no.
You know,
Except the one that
I-
Avery played in the car.
Thank you.
Have
Yeah.
you must have heard like Apple, for instance.
I know the
360.
Okay, so you've
You
heard
can do
song.
the dance?
Girl.
No, I've heard it.
Yeah, there you go.
Do you know
It's so confusing sometimes.
do you, okay, you know
Sorry.
360?
You walk like a bitch.
Okay.
When I was 10, someone said that.
Okay.
That's literally one of the lyrics.
That's, okay.
Okay.
Anyway, so well
I need to be educated on Brat. What is Brat?
you watched the movie.
just-
You should
I
know
still
what
don't
Brat
know.
is.
They don't
Well,
tell
what do you
me.
what do you think Brat is?
What's your definition of brat?
Like, is it different from being a brat? Like from being bratty?
Kind
Or
of.
is it-
I think it's like
kind of the same, but also not really.
Brat's just like a vibe, you know?
Yeah, but what
You're
is-
just
what's
Brat.
the vibe?
You're
What's
just
that
Brat.
mean?
It's just
You're
like
just
you
Brat.
see how the album cover is just like lower caps,
Yeah.
just kind of like this carefree attitude. Of
Yeah.
like, oh, I'll do what I want, fuck you, whatever.
Lower
But not
caps
in
is
like
so
but not in like a cringe way. It is carefree because the album cover is just the album name with lowercase, no effort put into it at all, no real effort as you would define it. So it's kind of like that carefree fuck you attitude,
Yeah.
but not in like a cringy way. Well, I guess cringe.
Like-
well, like you know.
the way I would probably describe Brat, and I mean, like, I'm not the biggest Charlie XCX fan. I mean, I remember when, you know, Brat Summer was a thing. But, like, I guess, yeah, it's, like, kind of, like, being, like, carefree. And, like, it's, like, the way I see it is, like, as if, like, you know, someone told a woman, like, oh, you're being a brat. And then they're like, okay. And then they just kind of, like, own it. Like, they're kind of, like, somebody calls you a brat for, like, being, like, you know, careless or, like, you know, I don't know, liking nice things or something or wanting something. And then they're like, oh, you're just a brat, you
Okay.
know? And then they kind of like own it. That's kind of what I see.
Guys,
what
am I
Brat
Brat?
is, but
Am I Brat?
no.
You know, Charlie XCX is going through an interesting phase right now because she's, you know, she's going through like her movie acting.
She's
Yeah.
a cinephile.
She's in many. She has a Letterboxd account and she's logging like real movies on there. Like she is watching movies, and she's also in a lot of real movies. She's gonna star in "I Want Your Sex" by Greg Araki, which is a real movie.
Yeah.
Cooper Hoffman's in the movie. I'm excited for that. She's gonna be in Sacrifice, which is another real movie. Maybe she's also in Eruptia.
I heard good things about that.
She's
from
gonna
Tiff.
show it. Yeah,
She made the music for Wuthering Heights.
she did.
True.
Yeah. She's in that movie from the director of The Green Knight.
Which one?
I forget what it's called. But David Lowery has a new movie that she's in, I think.
Okay, I think I do know what you mean. Mother Mary?
That's it, yeah.
Mother
Anne
Mary.
Hathaway,
Anne
I think.
Hathaway's in Mother Mary. There was something about this movie, like, right a few days ago. I forgot, was it like a music video or something?
I have no idea.
I don't know. But yeah, she is going through like her movie cinephile phase right now, which is very interesting.
Out here
in
watching
fact,
movies.
I will say, at the last show of like the Brad tour or something, I saw a clip of this, like her closing it off or something like that. The lights and the projector in the back was like showing like different director names and like it's like Joaquin Trier summer or like Denis Villeneuve summer or like whatever summer, Christopher
Right.
Nolan, that type of thing.
Okay.
That's cool.
Do you like that she's a fan of Uptown Girl?
She is. We stalked
She
her
is?
Letterboxd. She rated Uptown Girls 5 stars.
Hell yeah.
So we love Charlie.
I actually haven't seen her Letterboxd. I should check it out.
Yeah. She also did Speed Drive in Barbie.
True, I do know that song.
You do know
I
that
do know
song.
that
I
You
made
probably
you
know
listen
like
to
Boom
the
Clap
one.
as well. That's
Yeah.
a good song.
Boom Boom Pow.
Clap. No, not Boom Boom Pow. No. You probably know I Love It. I don't care. I love it.
Oh, yeah.
No.
I just opened up Charlie XCX's account, and one of her top 4 faves right now is Phantom Thread, which is huge.
Wow.
That's crazy.
She just gave Black Swan 5 out of 5.
We love Charlie.
Wow.
She
Love
like
Charlie.
it's crazy. Like she's seen. Oh my God, she watched Twin Peaks: The Return.
Oh God, we hate Charlie.
No.
Anyway.
She's out here watching movies. It's crazy. She did give it 5 stars.
Yeah, she saw Inland Empire. She's on David Lynch. Like it's crazy.
I like that she only rates movies that she gives 5 stars. So you know, like, going through what she loves. And Uptown Girls was one of them. She gave that 5 stars.
Yeah,
Well, I don't think she can actually, because they know it's like actually her, that she could like say if a movie is bad or not. Wouldn't she
can.
get like hated on for that?
No,
Isn't
I
that like
mean, possibly.
controversial?
But I feel like a lot of famous people are on Letterboxd and they do that.
you know what? She gave Pillion 5 stars, and this is good because Pillion stars Alexander Skarsgård, who is in this movie,
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
and he plays a fucking asshole in this movie.
Yeah.
And he does that in a lot of things he's in. He's also in Succession, the show, and he plays like the exact same character in Succession. It's crazy. But okay, let's talk about the movie if you can.
Basically, it kind of just covers Charlie and her team trying to figure out what they want to do for the tour and like making like a tour movie and stuff. It's pretty clear that it's a kind of like satire and that it's not real. This is not actually what happened. Like, it's not a documentary. But I mean, there's literally a poster on Letterboxd, or like the way she promoted it was like Charlie and it's Brat and it's the tour and none of it happened, but maybe some of it did.
Yeah.
So it's like it's
It's an extension of the Brat like franchise.
yeah.
Yeah, the Brat
Sure.
universe. Yeah.
And like I think it's kind of interesting the fact that it is kind of like a satire, because I mean there are so many of like not even just like these like documentaries, but just like artists or like famous people. And like I don't want to say that this is a bad thing necessarily, but like there's always these like, you know, films or these songs or these like albums where like every artist has their like being a celebrity is so hard or being famous is so hard album or like movie or something. And like it kind of feels like she mixes kind of like making fun of that in this while also kind of being like, no, that's kind of real.
Being a celebrity is hard.
Yeah, like I don't want to say that it's not hard, but it feels like I don't know, she's also kind of making fun. She's also
Yeah, I can speak from experience.
Yeah, we speak
I'm
from
a big X the
experience.
Everything app
But it's
celebrity.
I do think there's some, merit to that idea and the way they explore it, because like, I don't know. I think of an album like "Wish You Were Here" by Pink Floyd. That's an album that goes into like how the industry ruins artists and that type of thing. And The Moment deals with a similar idea.
Yeah.
And a lot of these artists, make albums and movies that deal with similar ideas. And
the song "Limelight" by Rush.
Yeah, that deals with the industry.
It's about Neil Peart is just like an introvert, and everyone wants to be like, "Hey, big fan," and he's like, "No, leave me alone. I just want to drink my coffee."
Well, I mean more like the industry heads, right? Like they're like, "Hey, you gotta, clock in at the machine, churn out these."
That's 2112, actually. Yeah, 2112 was about how the record label's like, "Guys, you can't keep making these 20-minute songs," and they're like, "Fuck you! Here's a 20-minute song about how we hate you."
No, but I completely get those. I mean, there's so many songs or films or albums that are about being in this industry is really hard. Being famous is sometimes really hard.
Oh my God.
Isolating.
Jay Kelly. That's what Jay Kelly's about.
Fucking Jay Kelly.
I need to watch that movie.
It's good. You would like it.
Okay.
It's an Avery Core movie. That's why everyone on Letterboxd hates it. It's actually good. It's the one Avery Core movie I'll defend. And you haven't even seen it. There's not even Avery Core yet.
Come on, man.
Imagine you hate it. That'll be the craziest thing.
From what you've described, I'll probably like it.
It's really good.
Okay.
I was actually watching, what's the other one? The Meyerowitz story? Is that it? I was watching
That's
a bit
a
of
good
that.
one.
Yeah.
We love Noah Baumbach.
Fucking Jay Kelly, man.
You would also like that. I'm telling you, man. Everyone's just being a hater for some reason. I don't know why.
It looked like such a fake movie. It looks like such a fake movie.
No, it's a real movie.
Fucking George Clooney, and he's playing himself or something.
Yeah. He's like, God, it's so tough being an actor. And and his daughter is like, fuck you, man.
Who's Adam Sandler in the movie? Is he
He's like his manager.
Okay.
Yeah.
But anyways, I just wanted to say that
there's enough Jay Kelly talk.
There's a tendency in some of these albums to I don't know, sometimes they're done really well. And it's that's a valid experience that you can talk about. It's isolating, or sometimes it's difficult to have your voice heard, you have these huge teams that make all the decisions for you. But at the same time, I feel like there's so many that kind of just feel oh, my life is the worst type thing. I don't know.
It's difficult to do it without being oh my God, I feel bad for me.
I don't want to say that their experience is invalid, but it's very difficult to give that off without saying that I am in the worst position in the world and everything sucks when you're a celebrity with a lot of money, Yeah, right. It's difficult to have that balance.
It's difficult to do, and I'm gonna be honest. I don't think the movie does that extremely well. I think it's a bit,
Yeah.
And honestly, I can't think of many times any sort of project has done that really well. So I don't know.
It's a difficult thing to.
I think "Wish You Were Here" by Pink Floyd does it pretty well.
Okay. But yeah, those. I feel like that's something that's very, prominent, and also just kind of this idea of I feel like this is especially significant with female pop stars, but it's you need to stay the same, but also we want you to change. We don't want you to we want the same thing, but also we don't want the same thing, because then that means you're not innovating, and we want something new, but at the same time, if you change your whole thing, then we hate you.
Right. I think that part she kind of brings it up in the movie, and I wish she got went more in depth. Charli XCX isn't before Brat, she wasn't really a mainstream artist. She had a few hits, but she was mostly doing her own thing. She was low key, she was away from the main industry events and stuff like that. But then Brat happens, and Brat is such a loose album, and it's such a personal album if you actually listen to it. And so, she mentions in the movie, oh, I made this album by myself, but no one else was around, and now all of you, you guys are hounding me and stuff like that. So I think that's an interesting aspect to it.
I feel in a lot of, in Brat specifically, I've only listened to it a handful of times. But I do feel within it, as much as it is kind of just a club album, you could say, it has those kind of club beats, she is very vulnerable in some of the songs. Not the thing is, she doesn't really put it in a very flowery, poetic way. She just kind of says it. she just kind of says,
brat.
A lot,
yeah.
you know what? A lot of the album is about how she wishes that at this point in her life she was like a mother or something, because she thinks that having a child would give her purpose, and she feels like, directionless in life, because she's like, oh my god, I'm getting old and my career's not going to last that long, and once my career dies up, what do I have? I don't have a child, I don't have anything to show for my life. So it deals with that struggle, but then in the next song, she's like, at the club, she's partying, she's doing drugs, so it's like that, dichotomy, and it's really interesting. It's a really well-made and interesting album.
It is. And I feel like that's something you don't really see in a lot of like pop stars. Like, I mean, if you think of like the really big like pop girls of the moment, like
Tate McRae. Sorry, go ahead.
Sure, you think Tate McRae, you think Taylor Swift, you think like, I don't know, Ariana Grande, like all those people. And like,
they're saying online she has Western University face.
I saw what?
That's so good.
What?
There's
Tate McRae. She looks like she went to Western University.
I feel like in a lot of these, like, for a lot of these pop girls, I mean, a lot of the time they aren't the ones writing the songs, but even when they are, there's kind of this false sense of like, oh, I'm gonna tell you my entire story, and then they don't tell you anything.
Yeah.
Like, you think of like, I don't know. I mean, okay, this is maybe a strange example, but like Taylor Swift, like with her newest album, she, it's the life of a showgirl. She's going to show you behind the scenes, what it's really like, this is my realest album. And then she spends the entire time talking about Travis Kelce and how big his dick is. Like,
I love
that's
his
all,
giant cock.
that's literally
so
all she
cool.
says. And it's like, it almost feels like, I mean, of course, I'm not saying that Charli is like, oh, she's always her fullest self, she's revealing everything to the world. Of course you're not. You're a celebrity. You're never going to reveal everything that you think to, the masses. But it definitely feels a lot more like open and honest. Mm-hmm. And I think that's kind of what she's trying to give in this. She's like, oh, I'm not like other celebrities in a way.
Yeah.
Kind of like,
Yeah.
It's
you bring up Taylor Swift. Alex, if you want more death threats, you should tweet something about Taylor Swift. That'll give you good enough.
The Swifties will go after.
I'm sure they will.
The movie is kind of like, not a diss, kind of like a nod towards, Taylor Swift's documentary. And I'm sure, like people who are like more in tune with like, pop culture and like that specific part of pop culture will know more about this. I don't really, but Taylor Swift and Charli XCX have some sort of thing going on. And, she made the Eras Tour documentary and, which was like a generic tour documentary type thing, and Charli XCX did this, which is more like,
which
artsy.
feels like a real movie.
Yeah, it's a real movie. It's more artsy, that type of thing. And, she does bring up things in this movie which are kind of like, oh, that's a diss towards Taylor Swift for making a generic fucking, documentary.
Yeah, well, I mean...
But now she's also trying to make a real movie.
Who, Taylor Swift?
Yeah.
She
With,
is?
like, Searchlight. Remember?
Oh, wow.
Like an actual movie. Like, not about, like, the Taylor Swift universe. Just like an actual movie.
I didn't know
No,
that.
but I feel like the difference between them can be summarized just by their songs about each other. Like, Charli wrote... Which song? She wrote a song about Taylor Swift that was basically just saying, like, I couldn't be her if I tried. Like, she kind of, like, showing this jealousy towards her, but not in, like a malicious way, but, like... I hate seeing her because I know I can't be her type thing. Okay. So it's kind of like an envious kind of like, seeing her as this.
Okay,
and then Taylor Swift in her newest album wrote a song that's basically just a diss track that holds no...
It's fucking crazy. So
she's like, oh, you're obsessed with me.
Right. Charli's song is like an interesting, like, she's being like, I wish I was you and you're so, you're so much bigger than me and you handle all of this so much better than me and, I wish you could teach me something. It's not a diss. It's just, real human emotion. Like, oh, I wish I was like you. And Taylor's like, fuck you, man. You're obsessed with me. Fucking bitch. Just get away from me. I'm so much bigger than you, blah, blah, blah. And it's fucking crazy. It's insane.
That's messed up.
It's like, I don't know.
There is a serious maturity gap between the writing of Charli XCX and Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift writes like she's still catering towards the same, like middle school, girly audience that she's been catering to her entire career.
Except now she's talking about her boyfriend's dick.
Right. So it's not even really
or
that.
Fiance, sorry.
It's weird. And like Charli XCX has evolved like throughout the years. She used to do those pop hits like, Boom Clap or whatever, and now she's doing like real personal music. So,
Yeah. But it's... Sorry, were you going to say something else?
Avery, do you think Tate McRae's next album is going to have a bunch of songs about Jack Hughes' dick?
Oh, God.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She
Sorry,
loves her
there was
toothless
this one
boyfriend.
post I was going. Wait, I don't know if
Her
one of you guys
toothless
said this.
mega piece of shit boyfriend.
There was this one post that I saw today, I think, and it was like, oh, Tate McRae confirmed to be with Jack Hughes. And it's like a gorgeous photo of Tate McRae, and then it's Jack Hughes missing a tooth. And all the comments are like, girl, you can do so much better.
See, here's the thing.
He looks like he just got beaten for storming the Capitol.
This is actually crazy. They're both Republicans. This is fucking crazy, man. Oh my
God. Anyways, we're talking about Charlie.
No, we can. Oh, right.
You can talk about whatever you want.
And I feel like
Let's shit on Jack Hughes and Tate McRae.
No.
I just feel like she wants to kind of have this image of herself that's a lot more kind of open. And I don't think that's a fake image. I think she is more open than a lot of artists. Mm-hmm. I mean, of course, like, you know, there's still, of course, this sort of mask that you always put on, no matter who you are. But I feel like that she tries to emphasize that a lot in this movie. Yeah. And it's like,
I will say one of the more interesting ideas in the movie is how, like, Brat has just been, like, co-opted by big corporations to be like, we love Brat credit card, we love Kamala Harris Brat, vote for Brat, guys.
Okay, no,
Brat
she actually
summer.
tweeted that, though. She said Kamala Harris is Brat, and that lost her the election.
okay. Okay.
It's true.
It's true. But no, yeah, that is interesting.
No, but like, because I guess the whole thing is like everybody's trying to get in on Brat, but nobody actually knows what Brat is.
Yeah.
Like it's like Charlie
Like
and like
me,
her
I'm exploiting
manager.
Brat for the podcast, and I don't even know what that shit is.
You're just as bad as them.
This
I'm just
podcast
like
has
Kamala
now been
Harris.
hashtag Bratified. This podcast has now been hashtag Bratified. When we post this, make the profile picture green.
Oh my god!
We need to do that.
You know what? We'll do that.
For the week that it's out, we need to change it to real din, like, you know,
in the green
Arial
and
in black and like the green background.
We need to come up with like a Brad title of like reeled in, but it's not like
Real din, but it's Nirvana the band, the show, the moment,
the movie, and the moment.
But it's
also the same.
and it's different, but it's also the same.
Yeah, that would be funny.
It's Nirvana the band, the show, the moment, the movie, but it's also the Anthony Fantano double feature.
We need to do that. We need to remember to do that when
That's
this
a good
comes
idea.
out.
Well, this is being recorded, so
Yeah.
you don't have to
Future
remember.
Alex,
guys.
who's editing this right now, hi, by the way, and remember to do that.
Wait, Alex, who's editing this? Are you going to be editing this around when the Oscars happen?
Maybe. That's a good question.
Alex, how did they go?
God.
Yeah,
Is it
tell
true
us.
that Michael B. Jordan won?
Unfortunately, yeah,
Oh
it
my
is
god.
true.
Unfortunately.
Well, he's also
It's not
good,
unfortunately, but it's Timmy. He should win. Come on, that's what we're doing.
I'm purposely rooting
Timmy's
against
on
him
thin
just
ice
to
right
piss you
now.
off.
This is crazy. He should win. This is insane.
I would be
I
happy
also like
either
Michael
way.
B. Jordan.
I
would
love
be
Michael
happy
B. Jordan.
either
I mean,
way.
by the way, he's amazing in Sinners. He's really, really good. But come on.
Low key, I think if like Sinners has won like a bunch of awards by like the midpoint, they're gonna win.
I'm rooting for Sinners.
We're
I
talking
really
about-
like
we need to be
Sinners.
talking
the
about Brat.
moment. The
Yeah,
moment.
this is coming out like 2 weeks after
Yeah.
the Oscars.
Yeah.
People won't give a shit.
Yeah.
Whoever these anonymous Oscar voter people are, I'm gonna kill you. Whoever these
Okay,
people, it's
anyways,
crazy,
the
dude.
moment.
The moment.
The moment. What did we think, guys?
Trying to think of other things. Kylie Jenner was in the movie.
She
that
is in
was
the
pretty
movie.
cool.
Speaking of Timothy Chalamet.
Speaking
Oh,
of
right,
Timothy
right.
Chalamet,
They're both on the big screen. Both,
and
both
equally.
the couples are both on the big screen.
One was in a much better movie than the other.
That's true.
Sorry.
Rachel Sennett also was in this.
Rachel Sennett,
yeah.
Rachel Sennett and Charlie XCX, they're a pack. Rachel Sennett did a show called I Love LA or something, and Charlie's in that too, I think.
Yeah, she
Oh,
was
this
in
is
Bodies,
Zion.
Bodies, Bodies. Have you seen
Yeah.
that?
Oh, that's a
That's
good
a
movie.
That's
Yeah.
so good.
Shiva Baby, that's a good movie.
I really
watch
like
that
Shiva
too.
Baby. I
love
really do
Shiva
enjoy
Baby.
Shiva Baby. It's like Uncut Gems, but also not really.
Kind
It's
of.
really good.
Like
Yeah.
like
It's
low
little
stakes,
Uncut
low
Gems.
stakes uncut gems.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, Brad, this is best exemplified in like that Kylie Jenner scene where, you know, the movie's trying to be like this more natural, free-flowing movie, but then you can tell that Charlie's trying to act and she's like
That's the
trying to put up a
thing.
crazy, you know. I think it's gonna take time for her to really get to that dramatic acting role that she wants to get, you know, that standard. I think it's.
I think she's
Yeah.
good in this because she's like playing herself basically.
but there are scenes where you can tell it's like really played out.
There's
That's
some,
fair.
Yeah.
I still think it mostly works. I'd like to see her in like an actual movie playing a
Yeah,
character.
definitely, yeah.
Yeah.
But no, it's cool. It's interesting. Again, you know, fun. Like it's funny. Like Nirvana the band, the show, and Brad the moment. The moment. I like how they blend, you know, the whole reality and fictional side of things. And
That's true.
And you can't actually tell, like in the moment, if you know nothing about Brad, you couldn't actually tell what really happened.
Yeah, I
what
don't know if
didn't.
that like credit card shit happened. I
So-
still
Yeah,
don't
There
know
was a
exactly.
credit card.
Yeah, that's a
But
real
I-
thing.
It wasn't like how it was in the movie.
No.
was it?
The whole like, you know, the communist storyline that they have in the movie. That's all. That's not real. That didn't really happen.
Okay. Like the credit card company going out of business.
No,
or
that didn't really happen.
Yeah.
I think the
Anthony
credit card-
Fantano didn't change his rating to a 3 out of 10.
Yeah.
That would be really funny if he did, but he
God.
did not. No. But that's the moment.
That is the
Final
moment.
rating?
We lived in the moment and now we're out of the moment.
We are
This
at
is
a moment.
true. And, you know, shout out, what's his name? Aiden Zamiri, the director of the movie. He's on XD Everything app, and he's telling people to pirate his movie.
Okay.
Yeah, he's telling people to pirate his movie, and then he said, "Oh, actually, don't pirate the movie because I want to make more movies, and I think I won't get to if you guys pirate the movie." So he seems chill.
We tried to watch his movie for free.
It's true.
And Landmark Cinemas were like, no, you have to pay.
Which is, I didn't know they did that.
I didn't know that
I mean,
either.
that makes sense.
It
so.
does.
Makes
but,
sense.
Like, anyways.
I mean, yeah.
But yeah.
Alright.
But no, I also did like the ending of this movie where it turns into like, you know, this Amazon original documentary,
Yeah.
the generic documentary thing
And
with
it's like-
Bittersweet Symphony playing at the
That
back.
was
So that's not
crazy.
real? Like that movie
No,
isn't
no,
real?
it's not.
No.
That's meant to be like an ironic sort of thing.
Yeah, but I didn't know if
The-
it like actually
You'll
was
see a
real and she
version
was
of Charlie
critiquing-
you've never
No,
seen before.
it's a critique. That's what I meant about
Yeah.
like the Taylor Swift disc. Like that comes off as like a Taylor Swift
Yeah,
sort of documentary.
okay.
Like
thing.
it honestly, like I mean, you guys probably wouldn't know this, but when I saw that, I actually genuinely thought of the Reputation tour film for Taylor Swift because you see like the trailer, like clips from that, and it looks exactly like that. Like it's like slow mo clips of like her dancing with like, you know, other like, you know, dancers on the stage, and it looks like the same. Like
So is that not what a normal Charlie XCX like concert looks like? Is
No,
the way-
no, it's an actual nightclub.
Okay.
Like,
Yeah.
it's like
I
yeah,
see.
you're having
It's
seizures
not
and
at
stuff.
all.
Yeah.
and like all of the like, yeah, you'll see a version of Charlie you've never seen before.
Yeah.
And it's like,
That's-
Brat's the summer that'll never end.
Yeah.
Like it's like
It's interesting because you didn't know anything about this, so like
No.
to
That's
us, we
crazy.
knew like okay, that's an ironic thing. So like, how did you take?
I don't
that
know.
watching the movie, like, what
I
did
mean, I
you
knew
think?
it was a critique, but I didn't know if it was like we're making fun of what actually happened. Like, if she actually like was forced to go that direction, and she's like now retroactively being like, "Yeah, that was fucked up." Like that's how I took it.
Okay.
but apparently, like that just wasn't the case
No,
ever.
it wasn't. Yeah.
So was that like threatened? Like they were trying to force that onto her, and then she said no.
I assume so.
I think they were like, "Oh, we need to make the movie this way, and your concerts need to be this way." But she was like, "No, fuck no, I'm not gonna do that."
Yeah.
But then the movie explores like, "What if I did do that?"
Right.
Yeah, what if I
that
just-
makes more sense.
Yeah,
I like that more.
Yeah. It's not that you
that's
just ended
interesting.
up
How you have a
doing
completely different view
Yeah.
of it, and it makes me realize how like contextual this film is.
it is.
Like if you watch this movie like 20 years in the future, you'll be like, "What the fuck is this about? Like, what's happening?"
That's true.
Like, that's
Yeah.
crazy.
It's like, yeah.
very much in the moment type of movie. Like it's very
That's
much
the
like
moment.
in the movie.
You have to
Yeah,
be in the
that's
moment.
true.
Moment.
Yeah, that's crazy.
You know, that's crazy. It's really interesting hearing that. Because, yeah, like the second I heard Bittersweet Symphony, I'm like, there's no way.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
That means nothing to me, man.
You know that song, the Werv?
I was like, that's
The
so
nerve.
like hashtag hopecore, hashtag, you know.
Yeah, Alex, you need to
I don't
be
know.
like Instagram chronically online to get that.
No, I'm actually everything.
Yeah,
Chronically.
That's
That's
a
not a
different type
version of
of-
online you should be. Yeah. Like, I
That's
don't,
fine.
No.
All
It's
right.
okay.
Anyway, final ratings. Alex, what'd you think?
I mean, I actually did like the movie. I gave it like a 6 out of 10. I didn't understand half of what was going
Yeah.
on.
That's fair.
So I don't know. But
Yeah, if you
it
don't
does
really
like
know the
feel
context.
like an actual movie. And I appreciate that.
Yeah.
So
You saw Fantano.
that's true. You know what? I'll give this like a strong 6 to a light 7.
Okay. That's sick. Okay.
Yeah, I gave this, I would say, like a light 7. I have it at a 7. I enjoyed it. What?
We're all just Fantano now.
Yeah, you have to give your Fantano rating.
A light 7.
A light 7, yeah. But because she's a
it's me,
communist,
Sarah.
I'm bringing it down to a 3.
Whoa.
Yeah, the C in XCX is communist. That's what it stands for.
Yeah.
But no, I enjoyed it. I thought it was funny too. Yeah. I think, like in some of the scenes you can tell that she's acting. It's a little obvious, but no, it was a good time. I thought it was good. I enjoyed it.
I think, I give this a light 7.
I gave it a 6.
Wow, really?
We're very close.
I expected you to like it more.
Well, I'm not like a diehard Charlie fan.
No.
Like I went into this like I know her popular ones, and I know like some of the stuff that has happened. But I feel like those two are more educated than I am based off
Really?
of this conversation.
Well, most of the movie like didn't really happen.
yeah, but like
There's some context.
if there was like a Selena Gomez or Tate McRae movie, instant 10.
I hope they don't make a
But-
Tate McRae movie, man.
Yo,
That would be a great movie. They did.
What would it be about?
So much.
Her going to Magarelli's. Jeez.
Be about her storming the Capitol. If they'd make a Tate McRae movie, there's
We're
a
seeing
0% chance I'm seeing that.
You won't even see it for me.
No.
It's like watching
I'll
the
probably get
Millennium
lynched if I
documentary.
go there.
What?
It's like
Watching-
actually like a Republican like convention.
It's as
at the
bad as
theater.
watching like the Millennium documentary. It's fucking crazy.
Yeah, exactly. It's not the kind of crowd I
Guys
want to be
are
around.
Which they were showing at Landmark, right?
They were.
They were
Crazy.
showing that at Landmark?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
They show a lot of slop. They showed like fucking Sound of Freedom or whatever.
Oh, is that the weird
What?
child trafficking movie?
What?
Yeah.
You don't remember
They
that?
show like every Angel Studios movie, the God's Not Dead movies,
I
all
don't know
that
what that is.
bullshit.
What is that?
Like just like conservative Christian
Okay.
slop.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's not great.
Sound of Free. You didn't remember that? It was a
No.
big thing. Like some weird child trafficking stuff. I don't know.
It's about how the left is trafficking children.
Yeah, but then the
Illegal,
makers of the
illegal.
movie themselves have weird allegations. So it was weird and it was fucked up. Anyway,
Anyways.
Connection.
connection.
And
I think this movie is.
we-
Go ahead. Okay.
There is a what I think is the most obvious connection is the fact
Anthony
that
Fantano!
okay, that's that's true.
Melon.
But also
The
like
melon.
but also the fact that they both have parts where you aren't sure if it actually happened or not.
Right.
Like it's like
Exactly.
you're kind of like when was this filmed? Was this actually real? How did they
Blurs
make
the
this? I mean,
lines.
much more so with Nirvana the band. But
Yeah.
like, there's still that element in the moment
Yeah.
where it's like you can tell it's kind of fake, but also like, oh, what aspects of this actually happened to
Yeah.
her and what aspects are just, made up.
Real quick, Alex, did you know that Anthony Fantano is also a bass player?
Yeah, I do know that.
Yeah, he before his video sometimes he plays the bass for a little bit
Yeah.
and then he gets into it. It's
We
pretty
also
cool.
have that in common.
You guys have so
Shout
much
out to him.
going. Shout out to him. I think a
We
good
love a bass player.
a good connection between these two movies is how Charlie is very much controlled by and I know Nirvana the band isn't like even trying to be a real band, but it's interesting to see how if it were to be a real band, how like the independent nature of these bands and artists compares to like this more industry ran
Yeah.
that type of
Yeah.
thing. I think that's an interesting thing.
They're both kind of about what it means to like become famous and like sell out in a way. When you start chasing like becoming like a famous figure and not really caring about what you actually set out to do originally, how you lose that magic.
Right.
Because in Nirvana the band, the show, the movie, like in the alternate future that they create, Jay is super famous and he realizes, I'd rather like hang out with my buddy Matt and try to get shows at the Rivoli.
Yeah.
That's more meaningful. And Charlie finds more meaning in making music that feels authentic than trying to sell out and become
And
a
make
super famous
Brat
figure.
forever.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think
I
those are
agree with
both
that.
really good. connections.
These
Good
films
job,
actually
guys.
complement each other really
do.
well.
They do.
It was
Like-
like a double feature.
Yeah.
I'll say that.
Yeah, it's somehow it's weird. Like they really do.
It's almost shocking. Like you'd expect it to be like the complete opposite, but no, they work really well together.
There is like a thematic connection between them. It's
It's really
crazy.
cool. Watch Nirvana, the band, the show, the moment, the movie. Do the double feature.
Yeah. If you're gonna watch one of them, watch Nirvana, the band,
Yeah.
the show, the movie.
Then watch the web series, then watch the show, then watch all the deleted
Watch it
songs.
in theaters. It's a fun time.
Then
If
watch-
it's still in theaters by the time this comes
That's
out,
true.
which it
Probably
probably
won't
won't
be.
be.
No. But if you are listening right now on the day that we're listening to this, I'm sending you signals to go listen to it. And hopefully you come back to this knowing that the reason that you needed to go see Nirvana, the band, the show, the movie on this day, this random Friday that we're recording this on, you're like, oh, I need to go watch it. It was because of me. Now you know.
Wow.
I'm sending you, the messages right now. You're getting out of your seat. You're getting out of bed. You're getting ready. You're going to the movies
Against their
right
will,
now.
everyone just stood up and walked to the movie.
They're right now like the kids in Wet
Yeah,
Boots.
like that.
Yeah. I'm like, guys, you're going right now. I bet you in 30 minutes you're going to be in your seat watching the movie. You're going to love it. And you're going to be like, thank you, Sam. I'm going to have 20 messages that all say, thank you, Sam. All
That
sent at
won't
the
be
same
creepy
time.
This
at
is
all.
crazy. This reminds me of Undertone, the podcast movie Undertale.
Oh, God.
We record with like a red mic, and if you know about this movie Undertale, Undertone,
Stop.
it's like this podcast horror movie, and they have a red mic too. Undertone. Anyway, thank you for listening, people. We'll see you next week. Stay fresh. Watch the trailer for Undertale.
Okay.
Undertone.
Bye-bye. I'm running. I'm awake again. Reeled in. Reeled in. Are you reeled in yet?
Are you real in yet?